You ever have someone show up at your house acting like they own the place, like your front yard's their personal playground? That's exactly how it went down one sunny Saturday morning at our little cabin by Willow Lake, when Cynthia Baxter, the self-proclaimed queen of the Crestview Homeowners Association, rolled up with a grill, a clipboard, and enough nerve to make your head spin. I'm Jake Harper, and let me take you back to the day a backyard barbecue turned into a full-on takedown of a multi-million-dollar scam, a story so wild, it still feels like a fever dream. It was one of those perfect mornings, you know? The kind where the lake's shimmering like glass, the air smells like pine, and you're just sipping coffee on the porch, thinking life couldn't get any better. My wife, Lauren, was out by the water, doing her yoga thing all zen, hair in a messy bun, totally in her element. Then, out of nowhere, this convoy of cars comes barreling down our gravel driveway. Cynthia's leading the charge in her shiny black SUV, followed by a catering van and half the neighborhood hauling coolers, folding chairs, you name it. She steps out, apron screaming Crestview Barbecue Boss in tacky red letters, waving that clipboard like it's the Constitution. "Morning, Jake," she calls, all fake cheer, like we're old pals. "Hope you and Lauren are ready for the big Crestview community cookout. Got a huge turnout this year." I'm standing there, coffee halfway to my mouth, thinking cookout? On my lawn. Lauren catches my eye, and I see that look, the one she gets when someone's about to regret crossing her. She's a numbers whiz, runs her own accounting firm, and let me tell you, she's got a nose for BS sharper than a bloodhound. She walks over, still in her yoga gear, calm as a summer breeze, but with this glint in her eye that says, "Game on." "Cynthia," she says, all polite but firm, "I think there's been a mix-up. We didn't sign up to host anything, and this is private property." You'd think that'd be the end of it, right? A simple misunderstanding, everyone packs up, maybe an awkward laugh. Nope. Cynthia's smile gets wider, like a shark spotting dinner. "Oh, honey," she says, pulling out a stack of papers from her purse. "This is the annual Crestview barbecue, fully authorized under HOA Rule 27B. All lakefront properties are fair game for community events. Didn't you get the memo?" Now, I've got history with HOA's bad history. Growing up, my folks got bled dry by one that slapped us with fines for everything from unapproved mailbox colors to excessive holiday cheer. It left me with a permanent allergy to people waving fake authority in my face. So when Cynthia starts flashing these official-looking documents, my gut's screaming, this ain't right. I pull out my phone, hop onto the county records site, and start digging while Lauren keeps her cool. "Cynthia," Lauren says, voice like steel wrapped in silk, "we never agreed to this, and I'd appreciate it if you'd ask your crew to leave." Cynthia's eyes narrow, and she goes full drama queen, whipping out her phone and dialing 911 right there on our porch. "Yes, hello. Emergency," she practically shrieks, loud enough for the neighbors across the lake to hear. "I'm at 142 Willow Lane, and the homeowners are threatening a sanctioned community event. The woman here's getting aggressive. We may need arrests." "I'm sorry, arrests? For not letting her grill burgers in our backyard?" Lauren doesn't flinch. She's snapping photos of Cynthia's papers while this woman's performing for the 911 operator like she's auditioning for an Oscar. I'm staring at my phone, heart pounding, because the county records just loaded. No registered HOA for Crestview. None. Zilch. I hold up the screen, feeling a mix of gotcha and oh crap. "That's funny, Cynthia," I say, loud enough for her little entourage to hear. "Because the county says there's no HOA here. So who exactly authorized this shindig?" Her smile flickers just for a second, like a glitch in the Matrix, but she recovers fast. "Oh, the records must be outdated," she says, waving a hand like it's no big deal. "We're operating under interim authority while the paperwork's being processed." Interim authority? That's when I notice one of her official invitations has Lauren's signature on it, a signature Lauren swears she's never seen in her life. That's when it hits me. We're not just dealing with an entitled neighbor. This is something bigger, something shady. Lauren's already zooming in on those photos, spotting receipts for catering and rentals charged to a Crestview community fund that doesn't exist. While Cynthia's still yammering about her precious barbecue, I'm on the phone with Ellen Carter, the county clerk who helped us buy this place. "Jake," Ellen says, sounding like she's been waiting for this call, "no one's filed for a Crestview HOA, but we've had sketchy documents with their letterhead floating around for years. My stomach's doing flips now, part vindication, part dread, because this is starting to feel like the kind of mess that ruins more than just a Saturday. Then Officer Ryan Callahan pulls up, looking like he's already tired of neighborhood nonsense. Cynthia launches into her spiel, waving her papers like they're a get-out-of-jail-free card. Officer, these people are violating HOA rules, shutting down a community event we've planned for months. Ryan takes one look at her documents, then at us, and I can tell he's not buying it. Ma'am, he says, calm but firm, HOA rules aren't criminal law. I can't arrest someone for saying no to a barbecue on their own property. And calling 911 for this. That's a misuse of emergency services. Cynthia's face goes from smug to panic faster than you can say busted. Lauren steps in, cool as ever, holding up her phone. Officer, that signature on her invitation? It's forged. And these receipts show thousands spent from a fake community fund. The county says there's no HOA here, never has been. Ryan's eyebrows shoot up, and you can see the shift from annoyed cop to this might be serious. He starts asking Cynthia for proof of incorporation, and she's floundering, tossing out excuses about interim governance and community approval. That's when our neighbor, Sam Delgado, retired cop, built like a linebacker, zero patience for liars, steps out of the crowd. Officer, Sam says, voice like gravel. Last year, Cynthia told me I couldn't add a security light to my property because the HOA didn't have the budget. If there's no HOA, where's that money she's been collecting? The crowd's murmuring now, neighbors starting to connect the dots, and Cynthia's looking like a deer in headlights. Lauren's still working her phone, and I catch that look again, the one that means she's found something big. Jake, she whispers, showing me her screen. These receipts match complaints from other towns. This isn't just us, she's been pulling this scam in at least 3 other counties. My heart's racing, because this is no longer about our lawn. This is fraud, big time. Cynthia, sensing the tide turning, tries one last power play. You can't cancel a community event, she snaps, voice shrill enough to crack glass. You'll be liable for damages. But it's too late. Ryan's taking notes, the neighbors are whispering, and I'm already thinking about how to blow this wide open. That night, I call an emergency community meeting, no fake HOA nonsense, just real people, real rules, Robert's Rules of Order style. Lauren sets up a Facebook live stream. Because if we're doing this, it's going to be transparent. The community center's packed, standing room only, with folks from all over Crestview who've had enough of Cynthia's reign. We lay it all out. The county records showing no HOA, the forged signatures, the shady receipts. Lauren projects her photos on a big screen, each one hitting like a punch. Then Sam drops a bomb, playing a recording he'd made of Cynthia last year, her voice dripping with arrogance. These people don't know there's no HOA, Sam. I call the shots, and by the time they figure it out, I'm on to the next town. The room goes dead silent, then erupts. Neighbors are pissed, shouting questions, demanding answers. Cynthia tries to spin it, yelling about community traditions and slander, but it's a meltdown for the ages, and it's all streaming live to 300 viewers and counting. I call for a vote of no confidence, and the ayes are so loud they probably woke up the fish in Willow Lake. Cynthia's done, her fake empire crumbling faster than her cheap letterhead. But the real kicker comes when Ellen calls me back. Jake, she says, barely containing herself. We found a complaint from a guy named Tom Reynolds, former community leader. He said Cynthia threatened him into quitting, claiming she'd ruin him with fake lawsuits if he didn't hand over control. That's when I know we've got her not just for our backyard, but for years of lies, threats, and stolen money. By Monday, it's a whole new ballgame. A lawyer named Rachel Vance sees our live stream and calls, saying this smells like racketeering federal-level stuff. Then FBI agent Carla Ruiz shows up at our cabin, looking like she just won the lottery. Your evidence, she says, spreading documents across our kitchen table, matches a pattern we've been chasing across 4 states. Cynthia's part of something called the Unity Fund Network, a scam targeting small towns like yours. They raid her house that night, finding a literal manual for conning communities, flowcharts, timelines, the works. Turns out, Cynthia's husband, Greg, was in on it, laundering cash through fake companies like Lakeside Community Solutions. Lauren's digging through bank records with Carla, spotting transfers to accounts in Oregon, Idaho, even Montana. Sam comes by with more recordings, and it's like listening to a crime novel. Cynthia bragging about idiot neighbors and easy money. The arrests are straight out of a movie. Cynthia's caught shredding papers in her fireplace, yeah, not her smartest move. Greg's nabbed trying to wire money to some shady offshore account, and he flips faster than a pancake, spilling everything for a plea deal. Their fake lawyer, Eddie Klein, tries to play dumb on live TV, claiming it was all community theater. Theater? Buddy, you're not winning an Emmy for ethics. The trials are quick and brutal. Cynthia gets hit with mail fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, and RICO charges 4 years in federal prison, plus $200,000 in restitution. Greg gets 18 months for cooperating. Eddie? Community service and a fine for pretending to be a lawyer. The word is he's now studying to be a real paralegal, probably scared straight. The fallout's bigger than we ever imagined. Carla's team takes down the whole Unity Fund network, arresting 20 people across 4 states, recovering millions for victims. Our little stand at Willow Lake sparked a federal case that's now a training model for fraud investigators. Back home, we rebuild. Sam's elected our first real community president, and Lauren, despite swearing she's done with drama, takes on treasurer duties to keep things transparent. We write new bylaws, open meetings, real elections, no more fake clipboards. A year later, we finally host that community barbecue, and it's everything Cynthia's wasn't. Families show up because they want to, not because some con artist bullied them. Sam's flipping burgers, Lauren's organizing like a pro, and I'm just soaking it in, watching the sunset over the lake. Even Carla and Ryan swing by, eating hot dogs where we once fought a war over our backyard. Carla tells us our case is in FBI textbooks now, and I can't help but laugh all this from saying no to a grill. Looking back, I think about how easy it would have been to let Cynthia steamroll us, to avoid the fight, keep the peace. But sometimes peace comes from standing your ground, from calling out the liars who think a clipboard makes them king. We didn't just save our lawn. We helped hundreds of families we'll never meet. And that's the thing about justice, it's messy, it's loud, but man, it feels good when it lands. So what do you think? Ever had to face down a bully with a fake badge or a fancy title? Drop a comment, share your story, let's talk about what real community looks like, and how we stop the Cynthias of the world before they ruin another barbecue.